Godzilla versus Mothra. It's our favourite mutated kaiju versus a moth. An overgrown moth. Believe it or not, this fragile moth actually defeated Godzilla in Godzilla vs. Mothra, 1964. Well, her offspring did. 2 against 1, not fair. Mothra is a giant divine moth kaiju created by Toho that first appeared in the 1961 novel The Luminous Fairies in Mothra, which was adapted the same year by Toho into the film Mothra. She made her first appearance alongside Godzilla in the 1964 film Mothra vs. Godzilla. Mothra's major distinction among Toho's library of kaiju, aside from being the first female monster in the Godzilla series, is her benevolent nature in relationship to mankind. While other kaiju frequently torment humanity with their very existence, Mothra fights to protect humanity from monsters that threaten it. Mothra is accompanied by 2 miniature twin priestesses named the Shobijin, who speak to humanity on her behalf. However, Mothra has still brought destruction herself, though this is only to rescue her Shobijin when they're kidnapped, or when she's under the control of the Kilaks. Godzilla, well, needs no introduction, but I'll cover his brief history. Godzilla first appeared in Ishiro Honda's 1954 film Godzilla and became a worldwide pop culture icon, appearing in various media, including 32 films produced by Toho, 3 Hollywood films, and numerous video games, novels, comic books, and television shows. In Godzilla 1998, special effects artist Patrick Tatopoulos was instructed to redesign Godzilla as an incredibly fast runner. At one point, it was planned to use motion capture from a human to create the movements of the computer-generated Godzilla, but it was said to have ended up looking too much like a man in a suit. In Godzilla 2014, the character was portrayed entirely via CGI. Godzilla's design in the reboot was intended to stay true to that of the original series, though the film's special effects team strove to make the monster more dynamic than a guy in a big rubber suit. It features one of the largest Godzillas to date. But who would win in a fight? Well, let's find out. First, some stats. The extra massive American Godzilla 2 stats. Mothra. Height, 10 meters. Length, 65 meters. Wingspan, 175 meters. Weight, 20k tons. Powers, flight at Mach 3, hurricane wind, poison powder, antenna beams, reflecting energy scales, wind blast, and a poison stinger. Mothra made her on-screen debut in her own film, where she laid waste to Tokyo and New Kirk City in her quest to recover the Shobijin and return them to Infant Island. Mothra returned in Mothra vs. Godzilla, where she travelled to Japan to battle Godzilla when he threatened her unhatched egg that had washed ashore. Mothra was killed in the battle, but 2 twin larvae hatched from her egg and carried on the battle, eventually triumphing over him. One of the larvae died sometime afterward, but the surviving one took her mother's place as the goddess of Infant Island. Now onto the stats of Godzilla. Height, 105 meters. Length, 180 meters. Weight, 50k to 100k tons. Powers, atomic breath, nuclear resistance, atomic pulse, magnetism, fireballs, an electric bite. Now onto the advantages of Godzilla. While he's much larger and heavier than Mothra and more robust, his long-range fireball attack is arguably more powerful than Mothra's antenna beams. Now onto the disadvantages of Godzilla. Well, he's much slower and less agile. He can't fly, obviously, except for the scene in Godzilla vs. Hedorah. Yeah, he flies then, apparently using his atomic breath to propel himself. But let's ignore that. He's easily incapacitated thanks to Mothra's silk spray, unable to move. Now onto the advantages of Mothra. Well, imagine a tank versus a jet. Mothra can fly, and she's much faster. She has a selection of long-distance attacks against Godzilla. She can keep Godzilla trapped in her silk. Now onto the disadvantages of Mothra. Well, her poison powder attack is ineffective against Godzilla. She's extremely vulnerable to Godzilla's atomic breath attack. She's much more fragile and vulnerable in general, especially at close range. Verdict. Well, you all know who's gonna win. Godzilla! Yeah, it's true he was beaten in Godzilla vs. Mothra 1964 by Mothra's 2 children, but that was 2 against 1. Mothra was defeated. Maybe Mothra Leo could give Godzilla a run for his money, but this time Godzilla wins 80%. Good old 80%. Anyway, which dinosaur or kaiju battle should I cover next? Please let me know in the comments below, and I might make it. Until next time, I've been Viral Killer on Mega Top 10s. Subscribe to both channels, please. See you later.